So we're going to start with the most common reason people get into Microsoft Word's mail merge, creating mailing labels. This is a really simple process. When people first get into mail merge within Word, they get kind of nervous and kind of stand back away from it, thinking, oh, this is going to be hard to do. It's actually not very hard to do. It's actually quite simple. We're going to go through what's called the mail merge wizard, and it's step by step. 6 little steps. It's going to help you take data from some other source, such as Excel, and import it into Microsoft Word document to do something with it. In this case, create mailing labels. Take a look. So first step, I've got my document open, just a brand new document. I just went File, New, Blank Document, and that's what I got in front of you right now. So next step, I'm going to go to Mailings. I'm going to go over here to Start Mail Merge. Now, there's a handful of different types of mail merges and a handful of different ways to start those mail merges. For our example, I'm going to take you through perhaps the most efficient, quickest way to be able to create mailing labels. I'll go to Start Mail Merge, and I'm going to go down to the step-by-step mail merge wizard. 6 little steps. Word's going to do most of the work with a little bit of input from you. So I'll do step by step. This opens up a little panel here on the right-hand side. You can see that I've got step 1 of 6. I got 6 little steps. So first step just wants to know, well, what type of mail merge are you creating? Whether it's a letter, email messages, envelopes, and so on. I'm going to do labels. I want to create mailing labels. That's the first step. That's it. I'm going to go down and go to Next, Start the document. Now it wants to know, well, what's your starting point? Are you starting with an existing document? Or are you going to change what you have? Well, I'm going to change what I have, so I'm going to do Change Document Layout. If you had a template, you could say Start from Existing, and then you can go find your little template. Maybe the margins are already changed, you already got a header, footer, whatever you wanted on this thing. You got a little template that you want to use. Not in this case. I'm just going to change the current document's layout. Now, I'm creating mailing labels. There are many different types of labels that you can print out on the market. Avery, there's a manufacturer or a vendor that creates these mailing labels called Avery. Where I live, they're perhaps one of the most common vendor types for labels, although there's lots of them. You run down to the store, you go look for mailing labels, you're going to find several different types. Well, in order for my mailing labels to fit on my paper and to print out properly when I send it to the printer and feed the labels through the printer, I need to let Word know what type of labels I'm using. So I'm going to do Label Options. Here, I get to pick my label vendor, who creates them. I'm going to stick with Avery US Letter, although you got so many in there. But I'll stick with Avery US Label. Down below, you get the different products that Avery puts out. So there's one that I'm going to use. The product code is 5160. It's Easy Peel Address Label. I can see over here that it's 1 inch high by 2.63 inches on a standard 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Sounds good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Now that actually changed the layout on my page. You could look over here. I've actually got a table here, and it's really narrow margins. But you've got the 1 inch high label by 2.63 width. And you got 3 labels across, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 labels high. Okay? But it built a little table where all that data will go for the different bits of data or records from your data source. All right, let me go back to the first part. So that's step 2, right? So now I'm going to go to step 3, select the recipients. Or essentially, I'm going to tell Excel where I'm getting my data from to create these labels. So I got 3 options. I can use an existing list, which is what I'm going to use, that Excel document. You could use Outlook, or you can type up a brand new list of your own. Well, I'm going to go ahead and browse, because I'm going to go find that Excel document that I have on my computer. It is called customer info mail merge. It's a .xlsx file. It's an Excel file. If you haven't done it already, go back a couple previous videos, the first video of this section, and download that file if you wish to practice along with me. So I'll grab that, I'll hit open. Now this is going to give me another window where I can, because this is an Excel document, I can pick from potentially different sources. Now this Excel document only has one table, one worksheet, so that's it. With that selected, I'll confirm that my first row does contain column headers, contact name, address, city, postal code, phone number, that stuff. I'll hit OK. Now it previews my data so I can see all of it right there. Also gives me the option to sort my records or even filter my records. Perhaps I don't want to send labels or these letters that I'm going to be printing out to everybody. I just want to do it for a specific country or countries. Then I can filter and sort my data right here. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it for everybody. So I'll hit OK. And I've now completed step 3, selecting my recipients, my data source. Now let's make a few changes to my document. The first cell of the table is currently empty, but they put in these fields, these dynamic fields called next record. Put it throughout all the rest of the cells within the table. And all this really tells Microsoft Word is, hey, once you put data in here, when you get over to this cell, go to the next record in the data source and put that data in. When you get to the third record, put the next record data into there, and so on. Just moving from record to record to record through my Excel document. All right, that's step 3. So now, next step, I get to arrange my labels. Essentially, tell it what data I want to have show up inside of these cells. Now, over here on the right, they've got some default presets that I can pick from, such as address block. Or I can go up to my mailings tab, top of my screen, and I can do insert merge field. Give that a click. This is going to give me all the fields that the Excel document contain, all the bits of data that's in there, and I can lay it out any way I want. The address block is nice because it's predefined and quick and easy to do, but it's limited because it's already defined for you. If you want to lay it out yourself, I can do something like this. Make sure I'm in the first cell, insert mail merge. Let's say I want the first thing to show up is the person's name. So I'll do contact name. I'll hit my enter key. Next I want to do address, hit my enter key. Then I'll do city, I want to put a comma and a space in there. Then I'll do postal code, hit my enter key. I'm going to put country at the very bottom. There we have it. I've started to build my labels, lay them out, arrange my labels. Now something I'm not liking here, and it's probably better if I go up to mailings and preview the results. You can see country, because that label is only 1 inch high, it's starting to cut off the country. I'm not able to see that there. So what I'm going to do here, I'll go ahead and turn off the preview. I'm going to highlight those controls, those fields I just put in there, and I'm going to change the line spacing. I'm going to narrow that line spacing down so that everything fits on the one label. With that highlighted, I'll go to home. I'm going to go into my paragraph settings here. And I'm going to change the before and after spacing to just zeros. 0, and I'll hit OK. So now it's much tighter in there. Everything's going to fit on there. If I go back to mailings and preview, you can see it's nice and it fits inside that 1 inch high label that I got. Let's turn off the preview once again. Now I've arranged my labels. This is really what this step's all about. Now you'll notice when I did preview the records, I got the 1, but I'm not getting all the rest of the records in there. Well, there's one more step. There's a button here for update labels. Essentially, take what you just customized and update all the rest of the labels, the rest of the columns and rows that table has. So I hit the update labels button, and now I've got all my records in there, nice and clean. Looks like they all fit there. That one's getting pretty close to the edge, but they fit within that 1 inch by 2.63 label that standard US Avery labels gave me. I'll turn off the preview. You can see it's filled it out everywhere else for me. That's step 4. Just arrange your labels. Put what you want out there. I'll go ahead and get down here. I'll go to the next step, which is just really preview, which we've already done. I previewed it there. Now, last step, I'm going to next to complete the merge. Now it's going to give me a couple options. I can merge it at the printer, so send it right to the printer, print out the mailing labels, or I can edit individual labels. I could do it to the printer, but you're not going to see much. So I'm just going to go ahead and say edit individual labels. I'm going to merge every single record into this document. This just creates a brand new document for me. It's called Labels 1, and it's got all my labels in there, and I can do whatever I want with it. I can continue formatting, I can arrange it, change margins. Don't really probably want to change margins though, because these are labels, but I could do what I like with this document now. And I can send it to the printer, save it on my computer, and call it done. Really simple, really not too difficult to do. Mailings, start mail merge, step by step, go through 6 steps, create your mailing labels. It's that simple. Try it out. If you need to, this is a little bit of a longer video. Rewind, rewatch segments of it. Go back through, get some practice with it. Make sure you go through those 6 steps and you're getting a solid understanding as to what each of those 6 steps do for you. So try it out.